Now look, sometimes before I start a video, I like to play something funny, you know what I mean? Just to loosen everybody up, loosen the mood up, all right? So I got this clip right here. I think it's funny. So let's go ahead and check it out, you know what I mean? Get our laugh on before I get into this, all right?
Big bird, sesame, big mean energy. Right, say, that's a 9mm melody. Your mum's on benefits, your dad's gone mad off of cannabis. You buy Gucci, but you ain't that glamorous. You're a vegan, I bet you're a vegan. You don't want beef, bitch, I do, and I've just eaten. Hiding, you'll get an hiding. I drank out a shit little 4-door Volkswagen Golf you've been driving.
Hey, yo. Hey, man, that old white lady, man, she was getting it, shorty. I ain't even gonna hold you. Her and her little crew, you can't even lie, they was just getting it in. You know what I mean? You hear when the chick was like, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Hilarious. Hilarious, people. You know what I mean? I did hear some racial undertones in there. You know what I mean? Like when she was like, your mom's on benefits and your dad's gone mad off the cannabis. Like, who is she talking about? Okay, I don't know. All right, if you heard some racial undertones in there, you know what I mean, comment below and let me know if I, you know what I mean, let me know if you heard it or if I'm tripping or whatever. But, you know, regardless of the undertone, you know what I mean, somehow I was still like feeling a little vibe. You see her little backup crew, they was just back there with the little bob, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, priceless. That's all I can say. But anyway, today, folks, all right, we gonna look at this whole P. Diddy situation, okay? But you know me, I'm gonna come at it from a whole nother angle. So I'm really looking at the devil in the details, so to speak. So in this video, we're gonna look at I'm gonna analyze some clips from that celebrity bodyguard. You know the celebrity bodyguard, his name is Big Homie CC. Let me make sure. Yeah, Big Homie CC. I give some love to Big Homie CC and his team, you know what I mean, for being one of the ones that was behind the scenes, that got to eyewitness these things, you know what I mean, to bring it to the forefront so we could actually look at it and understand it. So salute to Big Homie CC. But I think that in some of his interviews, like, you know, he's trying to reveal to you things, but you know what I mean, he probably can't go into like 100% detail, so he's like dropping subliminal sometime, I guess you would call it. But I'm gonna analyze some clips that I thought that was interesting and just give my take on it. Also, I'm gonna show some clips from Ali Carter. I don't know if you heard of Ali Carter, but I'm gonna analyze some clips of hers too. That was very revealing, you know what I mean, and all that. So let's go ahead and start this video.
Right. So me personally, I definitely seen it coming. Like 2013 was when I really first started speaking out about this, because he was booked to host an event in Chicago at a nightclub called The Vibe on 1534 North Kingsbury. I was head of security at this venue. And whenever celebrities would come through, the owner and the general manager, shout out PJ Khan and shout out Joey Vartanian, they would send me with celebrities after the club. So I ended up at one of his events, and a gentleman I used to work for, his name was David Arrington. He used to not work for, work with. He was a security like me, big, strong, intimidating dude. Come to find out, you know, he was double dipping. You feel me? He was getting hired as a sex worker, and when I got to the event, he was there. And
as a bodyguard, or
no, he was there as a performer. Right. So that gentleman's incarcerated right now. He ended up killing his boyfriend. Stealing his car, all type of stuff. So he crashed out. So that's how I ended up even knowing about this type of stuff. So, and when I got to the party, you know, all the waitresses was topless. They had like...
You're the second person to say that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, everybody, the waitresses was topless. Like they had like dancers in cages, naked. I seen a few people had like lions on leashes and stuff like that. You feel me? And then, you know, once they came out to collect everybody's phones, that's when I said, I'm going to the car, y'all got it. Because I seen the Diddy guy holding hands with two vampire-looking dudes, like they was off Twilight. You feel me? So if you ever at a celebrity party, you see street dudes kicking it, the females, when you see the vampires come in, somebody case getting touched, better be on point, bro. Oh no.
Now, before I analyze this clip, I want to thank y'all for being here. I want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, you know what I mean, for tuning into my channel, Kevin K. Go Hard Truth, in association with Zoo Lion Uncut. And you know who I am, okay. Also known as Kevin K. Go Hard, of course. So I really appreciate y'all being here today. All right. Now, before I get into this clip, I want to show some love. Of course. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Brittany Walker. All right. Thank you so much, Brittany Walker. She's a new subscriber to the channel. That's what I do here. So when you subscribe to my channel or comment on any of my videos, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a salute to the best of my ability. All right. I'm also gonna give a shout out to Mimi Brow. It's either Brow or Bro 11. All right. Thank you so much, Mimi. I really appreciate you for joining the channel. Like I tell everybody else, you know, once you come over here, you're not making a mistake. Because if you can hear what I'm saying and you can understand what I'm talking about, then you are definitely different from the rest. All right. I'm also going to give some love and a shout out to Susan Lee -G8W. That's Susan Lee -G8W. All right, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. She commented on a video I did. I believe it was on the DNA proof of the so-called Jewish people. Very interesting. I'm gonna put the link down in the description. I suggest you check it out. She gave me a nice little comment. All right. In the first part, it was a very nice comment. Okay, and then after that, she sent me a paragraph of all types of stuff that I did not know what she was talking about, Susan. So if you can go ahead and holler back at me and let me know exactly what you was talking about, I'd appreciate it. But I appreciate you making the comment, and I believe she subscribed to the channel. So thank you so much for that. So in that clip right there with big homie CC, he mentioned that P. Diddy came into this party holding hands with two vampire dudes. Okay, and let me get back to what I said in the beginning before I continue, when I said that Big homie CC was dropping subliminals. That may not have been the word I was looking for, because he's definitely been revealing the secrets, dropping the jewels, definitely. So I'm not trying to say he's holding back his tongue, but here I like to dig deeper into what people were saying, because sometimes people are saying things, but they're saying it in a way that it's not for everybody to receive, or people have their way of talking, but I like to really dig deeper into what's going on a spiritual level, so we can understand what this is really about. Okay, that's why I titled this the devil in the details, because this is what this is really about. All right. So basically, he mentioned that P. Diddy walked in the room with two vampire dudes, and most people is going look at that like it's just entertainment. You know what I mean? It's fake, whatever the case may be. Okay. He mentioned that the waitresses are in there and they're topless, and there's guys walking around that have lions on leashes. Like, okay, like this ain't no normal party, and people got to realize that it's not a party the way you looking at it. Okay, these are demonic rituals. Okay, when it comes down to the entertainment industry, when it comes down to these parties or whatever's going on, okay, these are really demonic rituals that's going on. Okay, you gotta understand, the regular people, they look at these celebrities as if they're like they're normal individuals, like, you know what I mean, like they're Christians or something, and they go to church and this and that, because they might mention God at the award ceremony or whatever. But people really need to look into this, okay, because this world isn't what you think it is. Okay, and if you look into stories from like New Orleans or something, okay, them people are talking about vampires like on a whole nother level. So it's a lot of things that you think are fake, okay, but actually everything that you've heard about, or anything that you've been taught is fake. There's some truth to those stories. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and break the news to you. So I told a story in the past. About my experience when I was in the studio, because I'm a musician. So one day, some years ago, I was in the studio. I'm not gonna say where I was at and who I was with. Okay, but there are witnesses to this event. And in this studio, there was a guy that had huge fangs in his mouth. Okay, these fangs was huge, and they look real. And they just fit in his mouth. Okay, and he was a singer. Okay, he was a singer, so he was in that studio singing with these fangs in his mouth. Okay, and I couldn't believe it. Okay, I didn't really understand what I was looking at. It wasn't Halloween, so I was kind of weirded out. Like, why is this dude in here with these fangs, these realistic fangs in his mouth? And I was all up in his mouth, like, yo, like, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with them fangs in your mouth, bro? Like, so I don't know. I never knew what that was about. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of wild experiences in my life. And I just, like I said, that was just one of those unbelievable occurrences. Okay. So I don't know. Like I said, people really gotta look at this situation, and as far as what's going on in the so-called industry, the entertainment industry, like what's it really about? Okay, it's really about devil worshiping. Okay, so let's start to make this a little clear. That's what it's about. Okay, they're not, you know, it's people that deal in, you know what I mean, witchcraft and all types of dark stuff. That dark side, it exists. Okay, it really does exist, and people just have like downplayed it, like it's really not as bad as you think it is, but it really is. You know what I'm saying? It really is. So, like I said, and even for big homie CC in that video, he was like, okay, he was in there, he was cooling, okay, but then once the vampire dudes came out, he pretty much was like, yo, I'm going to the car. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And even as fearless as he is, or as fearless as he say he is, he still knew, okay, once them folks got in there, okay, it's time to get up out of there. Okay, so just something to think about.
If you do this job at a high level, you can look into somebody's eyes and tell if they're a killer. You can look in their eyes and tell if they're a get money person. You can look in their eyes and tell if, you know, they get a little extra wild. You feel me? Oh, bro.
Would you say this is one of the most uncomfortable situations you've been in, or?
No.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, if you know, like, the celebrity world is mostly losers.
Let's go.
You feel me? They just got money. Like, you know, they not player. Like, they're not kind to people. They don't know how to talk to females. And most of them are, like I said, celebrity world is Zesselmania, man. Period.
You gotta trademark them.
It's Zesselmania. You know, I done been in real.
Now I think that this is a very important topic that he brought up right here. Okay, I think this has to do with this has to do with the entertainment industry. Okay, and this also has to do with the world at large. Okay, primarily in America. Okay, so basically what he mentioned right here is that the celebrity world, he said they're pretty much losers. Okay, understand what he said. He said they're losers with money. Okay, now to me, when I'm hearing that, okay, you got to understand that I come up in a different generation. Okay, so basically when I was growing up, okay, it was a G thing. It was a G thing. You had to be real. That fake shit wasn't going on. It was about ethics and principles and morals, things of this nature. Okay, it's certain things that wasn't accepted back in the day that's accepted in today's time. Okay, so you gotta understand. You know what I mean? Back in the go hard generation. Okay, like if you a late 70s baby, you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, you know the world was different. Okay, so basically you had to be on some real terms. Okay, that's just what it was. Okay, so you know, it's like the real individuals, the real stand-up individuals, the real genuine individuals, these people, you knew who they were. That's just who they were. Okay, they didn't have to explain themselves or nothing. That's just what it was. And then you had everybody else. It's kind of like when they be like, when they be like the cool kids. Okay, you know what I mean? When everybody wanted to be part of the cool kids. But back in the day, you either had to be that or you just wasn't. Okay, you was just a lame. If you wasn't, you was just a lame. You was just a bitch ass nigga. You know what I mean? You were what you were. You was a cornball, whatever the case may be, and everybody knew it, and that's what it was. Okay, but somewhere in the course of in history, basically, it seems like the lames, the cornballs, they just decided, okay, we gonna get money, we gonna put ourselves in position, and then yeah, we gonna be part of the cool kids. We're gonna force our way into it. Okay, and that's what it looks like is going on. Okay, so in actuality, you're dealing with people that's got money and position, etc., but on the inside, okay, on their inside, in their core, they're still losers. Okay, still. Okay, money and material things don't make you. It don't make you a good person. It don't make you real. It don't make you none of that. Okay, money just amplifies who you are. So whoever you really are, money ain't going to change that. Okay, so I just thought that was very interesting, and that's very telling when it comes to the people, when it comes to the masses. That because I didn't come up in that. I didn't come up like people do. I didn't grow up idolizing celebrities, like I keep saying it. I didn't grow up like that. Okay, I didn't come up as a follower. Okay, I'm me personally. I grew up as a leader. I'm a born leader. So following and dick riding and all that stuff, I just did not grow up like that. Okay, because I grew up in the go hard generation, and I'm just, you know what I mean. I'm a different kind of person. Anyway, which you'll learn. So, like I said, it's very telling when it comes to the people that y'all basically been following losers. Okay, going back to when they was talking about, when I was talking about, you know what I mean, these devil worshipers. Okay, it's almost like the devil went to the lames and said, okay, if you come to me and you sell your soul to me, basically, I'll turn you into somebody, okay? Which you won't be, okay? Like I said, people just think because people be like, oh, well, thank God. These celebrities be like, well, they want to thank God and all this at the awards. People don't understand that there are many gods, okay? There are many gods. The fallen angels, okay, they're sitting around masquerading as angels and gods and all this and that. Like, okay, the demons are masquerading as gods, everybody is. So it's like there are many gods out here, all right? But the question is what God do you serve? Okay, what God do you serve? That's really the questions that need to be asked, okay? And a lot of people's God is Satan. Okay, and it just is what it is. You got people that believe all types of stuff. You got to get educated. You got to get educated, okay, on Luciferianism and devil worshiping and paganism and just a whole slew of things. So I thought that comment was very, very interesting. Okay. Because these people is not like Kendrick Lamar say, you know, them people is not like us. They not like us. Okay, they do. When you on that side, when you on the dark side, you doing all types of some of the nastiest, most disgustingest things ever. Okay, when you sell your soul, you going to do the most disgusting things ever. Okay, things that got to do with doo-doo. Okay, I like saying that. Things that got to do with doo-doo and all types of stuff. Okay, people be acting and looking like they normal, but they really crazy. You're dealing with psychopaths. You're dealing with pedophiles. You're dealing with people that like to have sex with animals. All this stuff is implicated in this P. Diddy thing. Okay, animals, pedophile stuff. Okay, messing around with children. We're gonna get into that, you know what I mean, throughout this video about what's really going on with the children. Okay, and people should be feeling some kind of way about that, but people is not concerned about that. You should be. So, moving on.
I done been in a real life or death situation. Like I done, yeah.
I've heard a lot of rumors of saying, people say that Diddy's a gangster. Is Diddy a gangster, being around him?
He not a pushover. He a tough cake toucher, bro. I'll tell you that much, bro. Like,
tough cake toucher.
for sure, bro. Like,
you had said you had seen a scene where he came up to a young dude and choked him and said, you either want to get with God or
grabbed the man by his throat.
Yeah.
He was like, you want to walk with God or you want to be a roach, nigga?
That's some gangster shit to say.
And I'm looking like,
that's
damn.
some Frank Lucas shit.
So I'm like, damn, why you do? I'm like, bro, you gonna let him grab you like that? Because bro, he real touchy feely, so that's how he discern if he gonna try to, if you let him touch you a little too much,
he knows.
Yeah, he gon' you might grab your jaw, so you gotta be on point.
Now, I thought this was very interesting. I thought this was very interesting because, you know, it talks about how P. Diddy, he real touchy-feely. He real touchy-feely. He, you know what I mean? The more he can touch all on you, you know what I mean? He Big homie CC said that his discernment is gauging like how far he can go with you by how much he touching on you. You know what I'm saying? And this got to do with just life in general. Okay, in life in general, you're gonna have people that's gonna test you. Okay, it's gonna be people that's gonna test you because they're gonna see how far they can go with you. If you a pushover, if you somebody that can be manipulated. Okay, people, you know what I'm saying, that's got narcissistic tendencies, they're doing this. Okay, they're testing you. Is you know what I'm saying? Not even just for narcissists, but like, you know what I mean? Just people in general. Okay, some people want to see how far they can take you, what's going to trigger you, etc., etc. Okay, so you know what I mean? I found this interesting when he said that Diddy, he will test you by being extra Philly. Okay, but I hear that, and then it goes back to when people was at the Diddy parties, but they always being like, oh, well, we left at 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? We left at 1 o'clock before things just got, you know what I mean, extra wild. People was like, they got out of there, okay? Or right when the children came in, then it's like, okay, everybody was ready to go home, okay? But just like the you know, people like Ali Carter and basically people that's dealing with this on the legal side of things, they're basically like, okay, it's like if you were there, then you're still responsible, okay, because you didn't do nothing to stop. You didn't do nothing to stop what was going on. You didn't do nothing to help the children. Okay, you didn't do nothing. Okay, you just allowed whatever they were doing to occur. You didn't step into it and try to prevent it. You know what I mean? Because they were trying to protect their careers, or they just wanted to be connected to the whole celebrity lifestyle. Okay, so that's what's being looked at with this. Okay, like I heard a while ago, it was this female, this girl, she was a singer, and I think she said that Jay-Z and Kanye they invited her to a studio session because apparently she's a singer, an artist or something, and they invited her to a studio to do work with them. But when she said that when she got there, it was her and it was either her friend or a manager or something, and she said that while they were there in the studio, they were giving laced drinks, okay? But she said she didn't drink the drink. She said she didn't drink the drinks. She said the person she came with drunk the drinks and was out of it. But she said she didn't. But she was acting like she was drinking it, but she really wasn't. Okay, so I don't know her name right now, but I do know I heard this. I've seen and heard this video. Okay, and she basically was like, yeah, she said that the person she was with, it was either a friend or a manager or something, left the room, went to the bathroom, and left her in the studio with Jay-Z and Kanye, allegedly. Okay, and they were trying to R-word her. They were trying to take her clothes off and this and that. This is what she said, allegedly. And she said that she said it was like two other guys that was in the studio. All right, one of them was probably an engineer, and I don't know who the other guys were. So she was trying to go to them and trying to get some help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Help me, you see what they doing to me. And then she said she went to one dude, I guess he was like the engineer or something, and he was just like, he just like turned his back on her, just ignored her while she was trying to get help. And then she said she went to the other guy that was in the room, and she said she knew that he had a wife and kids and all this and that. And then she locked eyes with him and then mouthed to him, help, like, I need some help. And then she said the dude just got on his phone and started texting. Okay. So it's like, even like I said, I talk to people on the street and they always be like, okay, there are certain people that are in the industry, but they're not involved. They're actually doing it the right way. Okay, but me personally, I can't see you being in that life, because the people that's there, they're always going to try to influence you to compromise yourself. They're always going to be looking for ways to get you to do something that you wouldn't normally be doing. Okay, because they just want to try to get you to do a little bit here, a little bit there, turn your back, turn your eyes, you know what I'm saying, turn your back on this, you know what I mean, because they're gauging you to see how far they can take you. So they're always going to be trying to get you to, you know what I'm saying, compromise, even if you don't be involved, you know what I mean? Just like in that young lady's situation, she was letting you know, like, okay, she wanted to get some help from the other guys in there, but they're not trying to risk their career. They're not trying to risk their financial stability, or, you know what I mean? They're not trying to risk that. Okay, so I'm sure over time, if these celebrities want to R-word somebody, I'm sure it's people that's there and they're just going to be like, well, I'm just going to let it happen. I'm just not going to say nothing. I'm just not going to say nothing because I can't let this affect my career. So whatever they do, whatever. Okay. So you're still involved. If you understand, what I'm saying. So something to think about.
There are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he could rape somebody. You know, these are people who are not used to being told no. And like, I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months, the other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on.
So right here, he says that 150,000 children go missing crossing the border every year. Okay, so now we're talking about the children, okay, which is what we really need to be talking about, okay, which is really what we need to be talking about. So basically, he's saying 150,000 children come up missing crossing the border, okay. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but when Ryan Garcia, when he was so-called out exposing the industry, things that goes on behind the scenes, he quoted a number that was like, basically just in America alone, he said like over 1 million children go missing in America every year. Okay, so, you know, we really need to be looking at this, okay? And then you, like I said, you hear, if you've heard Allie Carter, she's always pushing for the children, okay? Because basically there's a serious issue going on as far as the children is concerned, okay? Human trafficking is the biggest business in America, okay? Human trafficking, child trafficking, all that. Okay, so like I said, when you're dealing with people that are, you know, they're into these dark groups, okay, these groups involving witches and warlocks and you know what I'm saying? People that are worshiping the devil, etc., etc. People that want to get in contact with demons and stuff. Okay, this is about education. Okay, the focus is really on the Most High. I would urge anybody, put your focus on the Most High. Okay, but this is education, just to let people know. Okay, these things that is being discussed, this is going on and has been going on around you, okay, for as long as you've been alive, okay, that you know of. It's been going on way before that. But I'm just saying, okay, this has been going on under your nose, and you should be educating yourself about it so you can decide whether you're going to continue to support whether you're going to support this, you're going to support these individuals, your favorite celebrity. You're going to have to decide whether you're going to know that this is what they're into and whether you're going to continue to, you know what I mean, be a fan or idolize these individuals, okay, when who they really are is being exposed, okay? So, like I said, if you are on the dark side, you know what I mean, they want to violate children, okay? It's just a part of it, okay? You have to degrade yourself. You have to degrade yourself to be in that world, to be in that life, okay? You have to violate the innocent. So that's what this is really about. Okay, I heard a story about this dude. I don't know his name either, but I know this is the truth. Okay, that this guy, he would R-word children. He would R-word children, and then at the point of him climaxing, he would snap the neck of the child. Okay, and this would make a demon appear in the room. Okay, so you got to understand, there's people that want to make demons manifest so that they can make a deal with them. Okay, but in order for you to do this, in order for you to make that happen, you have to do something so heinous, okay, to make those beings appear to you in the physical. Okay, so this situation this situation is very deep. Okay, but I'm just letting you know like what's going on for real. Okay. This substance, this drug that's called adrenochrome, that has to do with extracting this adrenal fluid, this fluid that gets secreted once you are scared on a very high level. Your adrenaline gets pumping. You know what I mean? There's some people that are saying that this stuff it acts as a drug. It acts as a drug, and some people say it makes people young also. Okay, but what people don't know is that they say the purest form of this stuff comes from children. Okay, so behind the scenes, it's like, yeah, this is all going on under our nose. Okay. And people should want to do something about it. But people, you know how people are. They like, as long as it's not happening to my children, it's not, hey, whatever. Whatever. Okay, but this situation is deeper than that. And yeah, you should. I agree with things that I've heard Ali Carter say. This stuff should make you angry. Okay, you should be upset behind knowing that pedophiles and people that want to violate children are just doing these things. You know what I mean? Famous people, your celebrities are doing these things and nobody's saying nothing about it. This, you know what I mean? And this is just one aspect of the situation, because I told you this is a very important subject involving the children, but animals, like animals too though, like it's an issue out here, people. Okay, so
I'm scared to get money now. Bro,
it's getting scary.
It's not the money that changes people, because if you a man who get money, you know that this money is a tool.
Right.
It's not your identity. And like, I'm sure there are things that you wouldn't do for money.
Right.
So it's not the money that changes people.
Brooke always told me money only amplifies who you really are.
Yeah, you don't really know who you are until you get some money.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let you have anything in the world that you want. I'm gonna tell you what.
Now see, I'm loving this conversation right here, okay? Because this is what 2025 is about. Okay, it's about separating the real from the fake. Okay, so I'm loving this conversation, this clip right here, because like I said, okay, it's some people that's been deceived. Okay, it's people that's been deceived because when you looking at people with your eyeballs, okay, and people they got money and they got cars and this and that, and they looking fresh, okay. It's people that look at these individuals, and then people just automatically assume that these people are just real individuals. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. So, but right here, when they said that, you know, money doesn't determine your identity, okay, this is where people have been deceived, because it's a lot of people that have a lot of things, but like what's being proven is that you can have everything under the sun and you can still be a loser. You know what I'm saying? People really don't know how gauge what's actually real, what's actually authentic from things that are fraudulent. Okay, but it's gonna be made clear. Okay, so it's like it's people that are crazy, that have all types of problems mentally, this and that, all types of crazy people, psychopaths, all that, but they just might have some money or might have something. It's some people where they whole where their whole existence is based upon what they got. Okay, but if your whole identity is based upon what you have, then and there's nothing else to you other than that, it's like your identity is based on just having and being flashy. Okay, you're basically a nothing. You're still a nothing. Okay, if that's all your identity is based on, no, there's nothing there. Okay, it's like when people be like, when people talk about NPCs, non-player characters, people that are just they're the soulless, the nothings. Okay, the people when you be like, okay, the lights are on, but nobody's home. These people that are just sitting on this earth, and they're just moving around, doing things, and they going to work, but they're really empty. They're really empty inside. Okay, and I've talked about this in multiple of my videos in the past. It's a very serious issue. Okay, because there is a difference. Okay, like me. Okay, I can have nothing. I can be butterball naked with nothing, and I'm still gonna be that dude. Okay, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna be K. I'm still gonna be Kevin K. Go hard. Okay, whether I'm up top, whether I'm up, whether I'm down, it doesn't matter. Okay, who I am, my personality is established, whether I have things or whether I don't. Okay, that's a real individual. Okay, if your whole life is based on living good, this and that, you keeping up with the Joneses, you doing this and that, you gotta have what everybody else got, and then you lose it all. Okay, you lose it all. Your whole identity is gone with whatever, with your material wealth, possessions, and then once it's gone, you crumble. You're nothing. Then you were nothing from the jump. You know what I'm saying? You were nothing from the jump. Okay, your foundation wasn't built on a solid foundation. Okay, it was only built upon what you had, nothing solid. Okay, so that's something to think about, people. That's something to think about. Can you stand with nothing and still be you, or is your existence based on what you got, your good job? You know what I'm saying? Really? Like, that's not a real individual if that's all your identity is based on. So, yeah.
Did you feel like it was Diddy's, or do you feel like he was careless towards leading up to this? Like, just, I know you had mentioned him, just the way he's moving, he's even him coming to New York, lollipops. Do you feel like he was moving like very careless and where like, that's why you don't have a bond? That's why, you weren't strategic enough in this whole thing?
Absolutely, because the agreement was that as long as his private jet wasn't in the same state as him, he would be able to stay on the street. The moment that jet came to New York, he got arrested. And then you got to think about it, like, they got him on audio, calling witnesses, trying to get them to change the story. That's extremely careless.
Yes.
It's almost as if he was used to having someone protecting him.
They say he's snitching on Jay-Z. Is that a real thing?
You don't want to say Jay-Z on it, bro. Out of respect to y'all, you don't want to say his name on it.
So that's good.
For sure.
All right, so we're gonna
Now, before I comment on this clip, I just want to clear up some things before I continue. All right. Now, I don't want people to misinterpret anything that I said in this video. So when I'm talking about people with mental issues, when I'm talking about people that aren't what was considered the cool kids back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm not calling those people lames, okay? The people that who wasn't considered or didn't consider themselves one of the cool kids back in my generation, okay? I'm not talking about them people in a negative light. So I don't want to offend nobody, you know what I mean, by anything that I said. I'm not talking about those people, okay? I don't judge people, and I never look down on people. So I'm not talking about that. And I'm not just talking about people that just have mental issues either. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh, well, if you got a mental issue, then you're a lame or you're a bitch ass nigga. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm speaking as far as, okay, back in the day, because the world has changed. Okay. So like I said, if you was around in the 90s, like I said before, you understand that the world between then and now is just different. Okay, it's just different. I told you. If you grew up in the 90s, things back in those times, things was on a more realer level. Okay, so it is what it is. So back in them days, it was a saying that when you see the world and it's just a bunch of mohawks and tattoos, basically we will be at the end of the world. Okay. So basically back in the 90s, so to speak, you didn't see people rocking mohawks. Tattoos is heavy now. Okay. But when I grew up, basically the only people that was wearing a bunch of tattoos were people that were bikers and people in gangs, so to speak. Okay. But like I said, that line has been blurred between, you know what I mean, just regular people, and I don't know, it's like lifestyles have changed. Okay. So basically now, okay, anybody can just get a bunch of tattoos and you're just considered, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you lit. You know what I mean? You one of the cool kids. All right. Before, it wasn't like that. Okay. You had to either be that or you wasn't. But now it's like, okay, now I'm making that comparison as far as this whole celebrity idol worship type thing. Okay, because basically looking at this P. Diddy situation, looking at the industry collapse that's going on right now. Okay, basically all that it's exposing is that all these people that you thought was thorough, official, real, okay, they're all fakes. Okay, they're all phonies. So that's what this is revealing right now. All right. So basically, like I said, I wasn't talking about people with mental issues. I'm not talking about people that didn't consider themselves one of the cool kids growing up or wasn't. But I'm speaking as far as when I'm talking about people being this and that, I'm talking about people like that are all along the lines of the psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, people that's on extreme levels of weird, the things that you see in this P. Diddy scandal. Okay, it's people they're into things that's got to do with doo-doo. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They're the pedos, the people that's into, you know what I mean, violating innocent children, okay, which is a big subject in this video, okay, people that's into, that are sexually attracted to animals, all types of weird stuff, okay. Now these are the people that I'm talking about, people that don't know who they are, they don't have no identity, they're basically nobodies, nothings, losers, etc., okay. But now the lines have been blurred due to money and this idol worship that's going on right now. So basically, yeah, okay. But people don't understand that money does not determine who you are, okay, and your material possessions don't determine or make you who you are, okay. So basically, just like the security bodyguard said, okay, big homie CC, he's saying, okay, they're basically losers with money, and this is being proven in this situation that we're in right now, 2025. Okay, you're understanding that all these people that you idolized and worship, they are losers, okay, with money. So I just want to make that point clear. Now, in this clip, he mentioned, you see that part at the end when he meant, where the guy that's hosting asked a question about Jay-Z, and big homie CC was basically like, you don't want to say Jay-Z's name, okay? So, you know, it's YouTubers, content creators that have reported that Jay-Z's team, Jay-Z and Beyonce's team, is contacting people via email, and I don't know what's being said in those emails, but I've seen these content creators looking very shook by whatever they read in these emails, okay? So Jay-Z and Beyonce, they actively trying to silence people and to get people to stop talking about them and to not be revealing their dirt. Okay, so it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Over here at Kevin K. Go Hard Truth, in association with Zoo Lion Uncut, you know, we're not afraid of nothing like that. Okay, I've never received the email. I got videos in my playlist talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce. I ain't never received no email. I'm not worried about it if I ever did, okay, because you know what I'm saying, I'm hip to things that normal people just don't know about. Matter of fact, this right here, all right, so over here, we don't care about that, okay? And due to time right now, because this video is running long, I'm not going to run any clips of the content creators and their reactions to these emails being sent out, okay? Because like what's about to be revealed, everybody that's in the industry is involved, okay? Everybody's involved. That's what's being said. So this is not a small issue, and this is not just about the industry, okay? Because you're going to hear some things later on in this video that's going to reveal that there's an umbrella effect here where this trickles down into the regular world, okay? Just as far as people that have authority in this system, you know what I'm saying, law enforcement and legal folks, and just people in high places in general, people that run you know, educational arenas, etc., etc. So we're gonna expose all that in this video. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, if anybody pays attention to the political climate in our country right now, the FBI is at risk of getting disbanded.
For sure.
We're coming up on a new election. Now, the week that he was indicted, the head of Sony Music, Randy Goodman, stepped down.
Yep.
CEO of Warner, Kaz Kobayashi, stepped down. CEO of 300 Entertainment, Kevin Lyle, stepped down. And the CEO of Nike, John Donahue, all stepped down in the same week. Then we see the mayor of New York, his name Eric, get indicted. And then now we see the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted for sex trafficking. So the sex trafficking investigators, the group of guys who do that, is a small group, probably about 50, 60 people. So the same people who investigated him also were investigating him and these other people. So you gotta always watch the trickle effect when it comes down to it. So for sure.
Now, we were talking about him contacting witnesses and how careless that was. Do you think it's because of this drug addiction that he has?
That's a great question. So I'll say this. Any man who I know who did ecstasy for more than 4 years straight, they all have a trans girlfriend right now.
Y'all got what?
Any man that I knew personally who did ecstasy more than 4 years straight have a trans girlfriend right now. And you live in a false sense of reality when you always high. When he got arrested with a drug called Tunchi, which is a mixture of ecstasy and cocaine.
Yes.
Now, cocaine can cause impotence. Ecstasy counteracts that. So you're taking a combination of drugs and you got arrested with it while you under indictment.
It's just, you can't make it up.
Can't make this up.
All right, P. Diddy on drugs. No surprise. Okay, that's no surprise. P. Diddy was on drugs. All right, he's an addict. Okay, big deal. So what? Okay, Tunchi. Hey, that's what Lil Wayne was talking about in the videos, huh? It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. All right, now what I didn't know that if you use ecstasy for a long time, it's a good chance you're gonna be with a trans person. You're gonna have a trans girlfriend. All right, and I know a bunch of people that's been on ecstasy for a while. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that a little deeper to see how true that is. All right, but big homie CC said that basically the whole celebrity world is we're not gonna forget. He said it is Zesselmania. It's Zesselmania, and you know what I mean? It's pretty much being exposed that everybody in the industry is basically gay, or you've been you know what I'm saying? You had to, you basically just had to you had to get into that lifestyle in order to be a part of that world, okay? A part of that world, like I said, back in the 90s, and this ain't got nothing to do with no discrimination or no discrimination or no types of, this ain't bashing the gays or nothing, okay, or the LG. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Back in the 90s, like I said, when I grew up, that wasn't a thing back in the day, you know what I mean? And it wasn't out like it is now. You know what I mean? And back in those times, people wasn't even going for it. All right. So, like I said, I'm not bashing nobody. I'm only speaking the truth and stating the facts. But like I said, the whole time when I was growing up, my generation, we thought that everybody was a G and everybody was a gangster and all this and that, and that's all being proven and being exposed to be lies. Okay, lies. They was really, yeah, on the down low or whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, it's just wild times. It's wild times. That's a part of the game. That's a part of the game. But now we're gonna get into Ali Carter. Okay. Now I'm gonna show a lot of love. I'm gonna give a shout out and I'm gonna show some love to Ali Carter. Okay, it's people out there that's trying to discredit her, like she's like what she's saying is a lie, that she's not, that everything she's saying is a lie. But I don't think she's lying. Okay, I don't think she's lying because people like me that's really done a lot of research into the dark side, Satan's world, etc., and then you hear somebody like Ali Carter talking, then you realize that if she's a fraud or if she's lying, basically she's got a lot of knowledge. She's got a lot of knowledge that regular people just don't have. Okay, so it really sounds like she's speaking from experience when she's talking. So I'm gonna say she's telling the truth, and I'm gonna give her a lot of love, and I'm gonna give her a shout out for coming out and going so hard to pretty much be doing what she's doing, okay, just to bring awareness to the children, okay? So you got to really give her a salute for what she's doing, okay? Because we're gonna mention Mel Gibson, okay? Mel Gibson, some years ago, he did a video called, he did a movie called Sounds of Freedom, okay? And he was trying to tell the people what was going on too, involving children in this world, okay? In this world, primarily in America, but all over the globe. I'm not going to even shine the spotlight on America. All over the globe, that there was a serious issue going on as far as children, okay? Children being kidnapped and being trafficked and violated and all these things that's going on behind the scenes, okay? So Mel Gibson was trying to put it out. I've done a lot of research into it, and I know for a fact it's definitely an issue, okay? Because that's basically a big issue. It's two huge issues that the powers that be don't want you to look at. Number one is that the black people, the so-called black people, the African Americans, the Negroes, whatever you want to call them, us, okay, we are the chosen people, okay? We are the chosen people, God's people, the Israelites of the Bible, okay? That's huge news that they don't want people to latch on to. The second thing is human trafficking, okay? Now, basically, this human trafficking thing is huge, okay? It's the number one business. It's the number one business in the world, okay? Human trafficking, child trafficking, things that they You know what I mean? This pedo activity that's out here, all these pedos out here that want to violate children, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a huge world operation going on for the sale of children and human beings in general. Okay? So people need to understand that this is the huge news that the powers that be want to keep secret. Okay? But when I'm telling you this is huge, it's huge. Okay? Number one business is human trafficking. Okay? So what I'm gonna do for time's sake, since this video is already running long, I'm gonna just let these clips of Allie Carter roll. Okay, I want y'all to listen to what she's saying, because if you listen to these clips that I'm about to play, then you're gonna understand and you're gonna be educated on what's going on behind the scenes as far as children are concerned. Okay, it's children being kidnapped, it's everything. Okay, human beings, the number one product in America and in the world at large. Okay, so when you're looking into this P. Diddy thing, like I said, it's all about children showing up at these so-called parties, these freak-offs, okay, that involves all this weirdo activity involving animals and all types of stuff, okay? So you're going to find out that all these losers, all these weirdos, this is what they're in, this is what they was into, this is what your favorite celebrity was into. Then you're going to find out that this isn't just about the entertainment industry. This is about the world. Okay, so this is about everywhere you go, this is going on. Okay, it's going on in your face. It's people that you come across every single day involved in this. Okay, people that are in high places of authority and everything, and they're all involved. Okay, so the mission is to get people to expand your mind that this isn't just about these celebrities. Okay, this is just about the world as a whole. Okay, and people really need to look at it and just really take this seriously. Okay, this should really have people upset. Okay, that children are being kidnapped and shipped from this place to that place, and they held children somewhere in secret locations. This is huge news, people. Okay, and we really need to get out of that state of mind like, okay, well it's not happening over here, so we shouldn't be, I'm not worried about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to have to go past that. So I agree with Allie Carter, just as far as power being to the people, and that the people really should be doing something and saying something about this, especially with all this knowledge coming out, you know what I mean, as far as this huge industry collapse that's going on and all these people getting indicted and all of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run these clips. So please watch it, learn, educate yourself, okay? And and then, like I said, this story is levels to this thing. So like I said, it's gonna be, you're gonna find out that the human trafficking is just a huge business that's going on. And then you're gonna later find out that basically the person that's running this whole thing is Satan himself. Okay, so we just gonna get into it. Okay, because like I said, it's like the headline for this video. The devil is in the details. All right, so let's go.
A lot's about to come out. Another arrest is coming again. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident. How many things does it take? If people can get in the streets over a convict, why the hell can't people get in the streets over the children? What is going to fuel your rage for the children? Why are you waiting on a release to fuel your rage? People should be like, what the? We're talking about kids? Huh? What? No! Somebody better answer something. How many more kids do you need? How many more need to be swept under the rug? How many more need to be silenced for you to say, oh, enough? It's all of our war. So what are you going to do to fight?
Those parties involve children. The media is making it sound like
they don't
it
just
was
involve
adults.
children. They involve animals. The adults who are swearing up and down, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
You
You're
shouldn't have been there.
disgusting.
And on top of that, if you knew that there were children coming in after a certain hour, why the hell didn't you say anything until right now?
Coward.
All these people, I knew he was crazy. So you guilty. I told you everybody guilty. You're guilty. Get that shit straight. I don't care who it is that's saying, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning. Because why? Because why? You covered your ass.
Denzel, you a damn liar. Lecrae, you a damn liar.
I'm going to recirculate some information a little bit. But before we do, I just want to give y'all a heads up. Seeing the next arrest? There's number 3. It's coming. And we're in the way. Big time. MK Ultra is not a joke. You guys are understanding the heaviness and the weight and the reality of sex trafficking. You're not understanding yet, and I pray that you do, that sex trafficking ties hand in hand with MK Ultra and satanic ritual abuse. Some of you guys have seen Satan in your face and still can't understand and fathom that he's in the mix of this. You have people pretending to be Satan. You have people creating sets to be Satan and with your celebrities and stuff. But everyday people, what some people are not understanding is basic programming. There's basic programming in the military. There's basic programming coming from narcissists. If you've ever had a narcissist in your life, you know that there's some things that you will not be able to push or budge with that narcissist because they could get their way, right? No matter what you do, no matter what you say, it will always be your fault. They will never take responsibility. They will never take accountability. Their ego is too big to ever admit their wrongs. They take that shit to the grave.
Now, don't worry about me just running these clips on Ali Carter. Okay, I'm just running these clips right now, but I'm gonna do a whole nother video. I'm gonna do another whole video just on just Ali Carter. Okay, and I'm gonna do a full breakdown on these clips and probably more okay? And we can just, and I'm just gonna sit down and I'm just gonna break down the whole, everything that she's saying and everything. I'm gonna give my comments, I'm gonna give my takes, okay? But like I said, this video is already running long. But like I said, if you go through these clips, then everything is self-explanatory. All right. So like she said, you know what I mean? All the roads lead to human trafficking. Okay. And basically this whole situation is about satanic ritual abuse. Okay. So once again, all right, you're gonna hear Satan's name. You're going to hear his name because he is in the mix, just like she said, just like she said in that clip. Okay. And that's a very real issue because people is going to have to realize that this is all about the Most High. Okay. This is about the Most High. This is about everything that's being discussed. This is about Satan. Okay. This is about angels and demons. This is about the Bible. Okay. So, like I said, the Bible says that Satan is the ruler of this world. He has been the ruler of this world. Okay? So, to think that he wouldn't be doing what he's doing, it would just be crazy to think that he wouldn't be. Okay? What's more crazy is for people that think that he don't exist, which is what he wanted people to do. He wanted people to think that he didn't exist, that would give him freedom to do whatever it is that he wanted to do. And that's what's been going on. Okay? But it's 2025, and now what's going to be revealed is that the Bible was true in telling the truth, and that he is the ruler and has been ruling this world. Okay? So this is the time to get right with the Most High. Okay, to get right with the Most High, y'all, especially for my people. Okay, especially for my people. This ain't got nothing to do with discrimination, but this has to do with truth. But like I said, for the world at large, this is a great time for you to get right with the Most High. Okay, because this isn't a game. This isn't a game. And yeah, it's time to choose a side. It's time to choose a side and understand that whether you believe the truth or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, the truth is the truth, no matter what. Okay, and this is what this is all about. So there you have it.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm
them.
sorry?
You've seen these, been in these?
Yes.
Where do they lead?
They lead to amusement parks. They lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air supply. There's at 15, my pimp put me on an order to go to the Getty, Los Angeles, California Museum. I was told I was going to walk through a field trip. I was taken with another girl. I call a friend of mine. And we were put in dresses and sandals. We were taken in a sports car. We're not taken in a sports car. We pulled up to the museum in a sports car. We were told that we were trying to give a different appearance. So we were walking through, I remember walking through kids. I remember walking in and seeing school buses. I remember walking in and seeing children and chaperones through the museum. And I remember people staring at us as if as if we were somebody special. We walked through the museum. There are, employees that know exactly what's going on in the museum. They block the doors. They know where the entrances and exits are. They take their orders from someone else when someone is trying to get underground through the Getty Los Angeles Museum. I was walked through. I remember taking stairs, going through a garden, taking an elevator. I was drugged, but I was walking. There are many situations in trafficking where you can be alert. Some of my pimps did not let me see where I was going. Sometimes I was so drugged that I was carried into a job, dressed, and then placed in a room and waiting for my order because I couldn't move myself. So at this time, I was able to walk. I was able to see what was going on. And I remember walking through. I remember talking to certain people after we got so far. I remember my ears popping. I remember feeling like I'm choking because the air was so weird. We got to a certain point and there was, it looked like a basement. It looked like where they keep things that were not public display in the museum. And after getting so far, we were in tunnels. We were put on cars, drove to a certain point, bar. I seen I seen cars, boats, there's trains, there's buses, there is every means of transportation under the ground. There's a city under the ground. There's a different air supply that kicks in after you get so low.
And who goes down there?
After getting down there, I talked to a few people. I was able to meet celebrities, actors. I'm not a person that knows somebody just by name or by face or right away. I was somebody who remembered somebody from a movie or something like that, or something that they did. I was able to speak with somebody that was so cocky. And I remember telling him, I know you from Look Who's Talking. That's all. And I remember everybody laughing at me because I was 15 and I'm like, the only thing that I know you from, John Travolta, is Look Who's Talking. I know there were many comedians, Kathy Griffin, Robin Williams. I was on an order for Joe Biden. I was taken to somewhere where there were there was an orgy party. There was a contest going on. There's a certain part that has a shrine where I was taken, and what I mean by shrine is it was bones. It was things that have happened to other people. They take shrines. They take like a trophy, whether it was a ripped shirt, panties, hands, pieces of flesh. There's a smell that you can't even flinch towards down there. But you will. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't tell on P. Diddy, but P. Diddy.
So you said you don't tell on these people. Is that like a code that all victims adhere to? They don't talk about this stuff?
Yes, you don't, because nobody's going to believe you. You're nothing to them. You don't count. You're just a toy. You're not essential, as they call them. You're expendable. And as a child in that situation, I wasn't the type of person that was fighting all the time, because I started to learn who I was. I started to learn my pimp. I started to learn what I was in. I started to learn that you don't fight. You watch what you say, you watch what you do. And at some point I stopped fighting people, and I started to accept the fact of what I was told, that I was special enough to be with this person. I was special enough to be in the eyes of a celebrity or somebody who was on the radio or on TV. And I accepted that. While I was down there was something that happened. I don't even know what to call it. There was something that sounded like an earthquake, something that sounded like people got into a fight. There was a shooting. I was taken from one room to another, and then from there, someone left me there. I started moving and trying to get out of where I was. I was with the friend that I came in with, who was freaking out. She was hyperventilating. She was crying. She was trying everything to get out, and it made us get deeper in. The lower you go, the harder it is to get out. No one knows where the doors are. No one knows where the exits are. No one knows where some of these tunnels lead to. So it's not as easy to just say, I'm just going to get out, or I'm just going to try to find a way out. If you are walked in, you're escorted in, somebody has to help you get out. After what happened, we had to leave. Again, I don't know what was going on. I'm still not sure what happened that night. There's a baby farm that exists. There's all ages. There's kids who don't act like kids. They act like wild animals. They hiss at you. They act like wild animals. I know some of them have been there since probably birth or before. There's children of all ages. There's people who have been there since they were babies, but they're adults now.
And how long do they stay there? Till what age?
I don't know. Till whatever happens to them happens, and whatever their time is. There's baby farms that exist underground. Your hospitals are complicit in giving babies to baby farms. And when I say, I'm talking newborn babies fresh out of the hospital. I've seen a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of my friends die. There's so much that goes on. And it's not
So these particular things that you're talking about now, these extreme, horrific acts, this is reserved for the elites. Is that correct?
Yes. They get away with eating, beating, torturing, buying children from many places, and it also feeds their career. Selling your soul doesn't necessarily mean selling your soul for money. It means selling out for things that you're willing to do, a dedication to what they call their God. Then people compete with that. Everybody is competing with that, trying to do something equal or worse.
Are they open about who their God is?
Sometimes. Yeah, some people act as if they're Christian or other religions that we all know of, but and I was buried alive. I was saved and told that I had to give my life to them because they saved me. They're it's in everybody's face. It's something that happens every day.
So a few people were asking, or someone was asking, whether all of this took place in America. But from what I understand, you've also been to Buckingham Palace. Is that correct?
Yes. In my time at CBS, I was taken over borders. I was taken out of the country. That should have been a problem. That should have been an FBI problem, but it wasn't. I was taken for jobs over the weekend for a few days at a time. Sure. When I was taken to Buckingham Palace, I was drugged. I was told where I was going. I was told that I would be out for transport. I was told wasn't told that it was an auction. My pimp kept telling me that I was coming home. I thought at 15 I was married to him. I had very expensive wedding rings, and I was, accepting what was happening, and not fighting it. And I thought we were married. I was trying to make sure that I stayed with him and not, he didn't sell me like he did his other girls. So I went into an auction there and auctions are not what people think they are. Auctions are sometimes you're standing or tied up or having to lay down naked. Some people are allowed to take samples, which means they're allowed to touch you. They're allowed to, but I was taken to many auctions. I was.
Every auction is different, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Right.
And I was tied to tables. I was treated like an animal. So
you mentioned that you had this attachment to the pimp. Is this something that happens to a lot of victims? They form an attachment to these people?
Yes, you do. You're promised so many things. You're persuaded in ways that you need, something that you're missing. People, look at things like, at 15, at 16, you're a troubled teen, but usually there's symptoms to a real problem by the time that you're a teenager. And acting out just doesn't mean that you're doing things because your parents said no or something you don't agree with all the time. I was in foster care. I traveled with a trash bag. I was always somebody's toy. I was always somebody's punching bag. I was always somebody's satisfaction for something they needed, their selfish reasons. I felt seen. I felt cared about. And sometimes it takes just a little bit for you to attach to someone, and being scared. And how many times would it take for you to be abused by someone? How many times would it take for you to learn how angry and evil they can get? For you to stop fighting, for you to stop. If you can't get out of the situation, your survival instincts kick in. And they do things that will make you agree with whatever they're trying to get you into.
So then, well, actually, before we go back to Buckingham Palace, you mentioned to me the first time that we spoke that there are a lot of victims who are upset with you because you're speaking out, who may even still be involved in this. Is this because they feel like they are actually special, protected by these people, and they don't want that exposed? They actually want that to continue?
Yes, they feel like they're working. They're told that they're, if you pay somebody, if you give someone something, then they will give you something in return. So that means that if you've never had a home, they'll give you a home. If you wanted to be on your own and be able to have your own car, or be able to do the things that you need to be able to do, they promise you that if you just do A, B, C, or D, then you can have all of that. And then once you do A, then it gets way deeper before you get to B.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Buckingham Palace, you said that there was an auction there. Were there, again, elites present at that auction? Were there regular people? Who goes there?
Military. All kinds of people, military, judges, elites. International orders. People will fly into these auctions to pick up someone from other countries to take them back to their country. It's legal. Trafficking is legal in other countries. You can marry a 6-year-old to a 50-year-old. That's legal. There's sex tourism that's legal. But sometimes they want what they call different products. So they will travel and invest.
How do they communicate? How do they communicate with one another, Ali? How does one of these sick people say to a pimp, "I want this"? Do they have secret communication channels?
They do, but there's things that are out there like Craigslist, everyday sites, online sites that are hidden in plain sight. Messages are hidden in plain sight. If you go onto Craigslist right now, you would be able to find people who are offering jobs that are undercover to be able to pick up products, which are people. I know everybody has heard of the Wayfair scandal. That's real. There are many ways that they can communicate to be able to sell and trade. You are passing a trafficker, you're watching one, you are looking at one every day. Your sports, your elite, your doctors, your attorneys, your judges, your lawyers, just because, everybody wants to just look at the elite and go up to the top, but that's not it. And, I've been abused by a lot of people in elite places, but that's nothing compared to what has happened with the people in low places and the people in the middle. Your everyday trash man, your everyday social worker, your everyday teacher. There's a trafficker that's around you every day, no matter where you are. And people just don't realize that. They always want to go straight to the top because they don't want to look at the things that are local and around them. This is not just you're not just looking for the scariest person that you can think of that looks like they're going to eat you. That's the TV mentality and the narrative that people want you to see as in human trafficking, that you're going to be looking for this big and scary person, and it's not. In trafficking, it's not just about sex. It's not just about a bad job gone wrong. You can sell drugs, drug trafficking. You can sell drugs and get a shipment of drugs once or twice, and then still have to try to find that shipment again and may not be able to get it. But a human you can sell over and over and over again until there is literally nothing left. And this is what they do. Organ harvesting is real. There's the joke of you can go somewhere and you can get a heart cheaper than you can at the hospital. The hospital prices to get a kidney transplant are insane. And sometimes they're given to people because they put them in a ranking because the hospitals are complicit, and people wonder where that stuff comes from, and it comes from victims. Then they're going to say, hey, I can make so much money with this one. If I can get a shipment of 3 more, they have to go out and they have to be able to get them all together if they want to sell them all together to the traffickers who place them somewhere, or who are able to do the transportation, or who are making those deals, the major deals. Then if a pimp was supposed to get them to another trafficker, it's not just right. So many things can happen in a matter of seconds, but you don't usually go straight into jobs. If someone grabs you, if you meet a pimp on the street, if you meet someone online, you don't just straight out say, okay, I'm going straight to elite escorting. No, that's not the way it works. It depends on if you're a virgin or not. It depends on who you are. It depends on who's looking for you. It depends on what they need, and it depends on how angry they get. Right. It's an extreme process. It's crazy. It's an industry. They're built into the perfect slave. You cannot have someone right off the street crying and losing their mind over a small job and go into an elite job, and it happens that way, unless it's a job where they want you crying and screaming. That's not going to work out. So yeah, it's a process. Crimes against humanity is not a religious, gender, any type of other issue that anybody wants to point to. It's a humanity issue. It's my truth, and that's all. Truth is the truth. It's priceless. That's all I got.
And what is your aim in speaking out? Are you hoping that it'll give other victims the courage to speak out? Because I know that you said that you've got evidence, but you don't know where to take it.
At this point, yes, I just bringing awareness that people need to wake up. People need to see that the real pandemic is human trafficking. All roads lead to trafficking. So many survivors, so many victims that are still in this life call me a traitor. After I ran away, after I escaped, and did what I had to do, pimps were telling people that were around me, girls and guys that were around me, that I stole from them, that I made their debt deeper, that it was my fault because I left, that they have to work harder. The lies are insane, and I did what I had to do to take a minute to see that you don't have, there's not a condition to being loved, to just being loved. There's not There are no conditions, and you don't have to be someone's puppet, and you don't have to be someone's slave, and you don't have to be someone's sex toy. You don't have to do what someone tells you to do because they want satisfaction. It took me forever to realize that. It took me forever to see that somebody could possibly want me. I even pushed my mom away. By the time she tried to adopt me, I kept pushing her away because it was a lot for me to see that somebody actually wanted me. And I know it's a lot to take in. I know my story is a lot, but there are people way worse off than me. I'm blessed that these are the only things that have happened to me, because I know that so many people have it worse. So for them, please wake up. For them, please move. For them, please stand and fight, because there's so many people who need you to be their voice. There are so many souls that cannot rest. I've seen many of my friends die. I've seen many kids that I didn't get a chance to talk to or meet or know them personally. You will never get to hear their laugh, their favorite color. You will never get to know their real names. Because so many people want to push this under the rug, and so many people want to say it's not true and it doesn't happen. And it's better off to not listen to it because it's too dark and it's uncomfortable. So many people had to get uncomfortable and realize that there's something going on with this world, that things keep coming out and it's not making any sense to anyone. Where do you think it all comes from? And how many years do you think people have been working on it? And there are so many children who cry for their mama, and they're somebody to just help, somebody to do something, somebody to stop what's going on. And nobody wants to talk about them. Nobody wants to touch it at all. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And I don't care if you don't believe me. It happened to me. And it's happening everywhere. With the Maxwell trial, no one wants to open the black book. Those laptops matter. And no one wants to talk about the celebrities, the people that were involved, the people that worked for them, the people in the middle, the people on the bottom, the grunt workers, from the people who clean the sex toys to the people who made the orders and got onto the planes. You have not heard mainstream media talk about it whatsoever, but mainstream media will pull out another narrative for you to be distracted by, for you to be upset with somebody, to create division amongst races, to just fearmonger. But we won't talk about the things that are actually scary.
Have you seen a particular pattern? I mean, I know what my thoughts are around this, but biggest trial in, I don't know, ever, human history, and not a peep, yet we're talking about a variant with extremely mild symptoms as if it's going to end the planet. I believe that's a distraction.
Exactly. A very smart variant that knows when you go into a restaurant, take a seat, and when you have food in your mouth. It's beyond ridiculous how well whoever runs things. I do not know who sits at the top, but it's sad how much they know that people are easily distracted, and how they play on everyone's intelligence, because they can tell you, look here, look there, be upset about this, be distracted by this, because please do not look towards the Maxwell trial. Please do not look towards the everyday people that you idolize, that you stream their music, that you sign their paychecks, that we put our monies into, or put our monies, excuse me. I'm a college student, I promise. I'm just really stressed out. Banks that we put our money into. I know people have heard about JP Morgan being involved in the Epstein trial. Stores that we buy our clothes from, Walmart, Wayfair, Target, fast food that we go into, when McDonald's is saying, hey, it's real chicken now, it's real meat now, but nobody was asking, well, what was it before? This is the app. There could be no bigger. This is bigger than the OJ trial. everybody that will refuses to say anything about the trial, those are the people that you should be questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Especially any news anchor, news channel, local news. This should be something that you turn around to like you turn around to a 6-foot socially distanced COVID sticker. Everybody is talking about the wrong things. And trust me, if you knew what was really going on, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You would throw up the way I do every night. You would probably have equal to PTSD just from understanding what is happening. And everybody wants to wait until it's personal to say something or to do something. And why do we have to wait for it to get there? Everybody would rather say, you know, what's going on in the elite's home? What's happening in Beyonce's home? What's happening in Steven Tyler's home? Well, what's happening in your home? Because, you know, you got to get your backyard first, and nobody wants to kick out that of the family. Nobody wants to talk about that person that we shouldn't be bringing around. Nobody ever wants to look at what's really going on.
What can parents do to protect themselves from this? Because this is real too, right?
Right. First of all, do not be in denial. Do not think that it cannot happen to mine. Do not think that I live in a nice home, or I live in a gated community, or I live somewhere that doesn't exist. Again, human trafficking doesn't have an age, sex, or preference on it. If they need their product, they need their product, and they will do what they have to do. When people start realizing what's really wrong, everyone will be able to come together and stop what's going on. This is human trafficking is a part of a very well-made machine. And it's not the type of machine that just a piece of it is broken. The whole machine needs to be taken down. The whole machine is done. And somebody needs to do something. And I pray that there is somebody in power, or somebody that has the clearance or the power to do something for everyone and to make everyone move. This is not just a money issue. You can't just throw money at this and it's just going to magically be okay. And you can't expect someone else to fix it. This takes people, everyday people standing up. Your authorities are involved. Every authority that you think that you can trust is involved.
We all know aliens are real. Hybrid children are still being experimented and gene spliced on. We got freaking children that are missing and come up missing. Kids just don't go missing. We already in mass hysteria. Everywhere. So I don't want to hear all that. It's going to save some people. Boo-hoo about their feelings. Your feelings. So who we protecting again? What are we doing? We got entrances and exits through the ocean and through all of the water. You think they're not messing with the water? I'm talking about there is entrances, and I swear we're going to go over this a lot of times, because when we finally get to the topic of the islands, I've been there, I've done that. So I'm telling you right now, there are entrances and exits in manholes in the ocean. Why do you think certain people have private submarines? Why do you think they need a submarine? Why do you think I say there's every source of transportation under the ground? So who are we? I'm trying to grasp, who are we protecting besides children? Well, nobody's talking about the children.
Okay, if you still here, I appreciate you for being here. I hope you learned something in this video. I really hope you did. Okay, I hope that you take my advice. Okay, get right with the Most High. Talk to Him. Everything. All right, change your life for the better. And like I said, if you still here, thank you. And like I said, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that notification bell, and go ahead and comment below so we can discuss it. All right, you got any comments? Let me know. Good, bad, the ugly, it doesn't matter. Comment below, and I'm gonna get back to you, and I'm gonna respond to you. All right, so once again, thank you so much. You make sure you have a great day. You have a great night and catch me on my next video. All right.